Welcome back to the Hockey Show, and today we're talking about game number 5 between the Dallas Stars and the Colorado Avalanche, where the Avalanche take down the Dallas Stars in Dallas wearing that victory green, but the away team wearing white takes the cake, winning 5-3 and making this series a little bit closer. 3-2 is the series now as they go back to Denver, Colorado, but this game felt inevitable for me, right? After the Dallas Stars losing in game 1 after having a good series, the Avalanche get out of winning against the Winnipeg Jets, and then the Avalanche win that first game with some big performances by Makar and McKinnon and Rantanen, and then the Stars go on their 3-game winning streak. They just pump, they just destroy, they wreck. Just every single part of the Avalanche's game. They defended so well. Jake Ottinger gave nothing up, and the offense was just buzzing. They just kept scoring, and the Avalanche just had no answer to them, right? And it was just over and over again, those last 3 games. It was the Dallas Stars games. They were unstoppable in all of them. But, as, you always go high, right? It's like stocks, you go up and up and up, and Avalanche, you guys know this too, after everyone dragged you through the mug that the Jets were going to beat you in the playoffs after having your horrible end of the season. They looked so bad, and the Jets were so white hot. But it all makes sense, because once you go up, once you go down, things are going to change. That's just the way the world works. That's just the way, especially the NHL works. And the Avalanche, after being so low and having their big fall, especially Game 4 with Nichushkin and Taves, big news. Dallas having their 3 hot games where they just dominated. This game where the Stars cooled off a little bit and the Avs stormed back with some big performances by, especially Cale Makar, who was invisible this series so far. Not invisible, just bad. They finally get those big performances to get a big win in Game 5. But it felt like that was going to happen no matter what. This game, the Stars had to calm down and go one game where they, cool off. You can only go so hot for so long. And the Avalanche, they're way too good to just, allow them to lose 4 in a row, right? They're just way too good for that. But the issue is, for the Avalanche, is that they need 2 more wins still. They need 2 more wins on the books for them to move on to the next series and survive the Dallas Stars. Is it more likely that Cale Makar is back for good and is going to score another 2 goals and I think an assist next game? Is it likely that Nathan McKinnon is able to get a bunch of points on the board? Lekkonen's big again. Middlestat scores big, right? Where all these big guys, after having their calms, and then their big storm, is it more likely that they cool off for one game where it goes back to a good game for the Avalanche with that momentum going into Denver, and the Dallas Stars to step their game back up and take one of those 2 victories? Or is it, no, that's just the case. That's what is going to happen. The Dallas Stars are way too damn good to lose to the Avalanche 2 games in a row. It's just not going to happen. The Avalanche's defense, their 2-way game, is just not the greatest thing in NHL. Georgiev is not the issue by any means, but that being said, it's kind of like Freddie Anderson for the Hurricanes, right? Where he just isn't the goaltender that just can push a team over the line, right? Like Shesterkin, like Jake Ottinger, like Swayman, like Bobrovsky, right? He just isn't that goaltender, right? So for the Avalanche, Georgiev is just not going to really just hunker down. He's not going to steal a game for them. The defense has been shaky all along for the Colorado Avalanche, and especially their offense being generated against the Dallas Stars, right? They let in 5. Well, really, it's 5 goals this game, right? And that doesn't seem right for the Dallas Stars. After Jake Ottinger has a 2.03 goals against average, right? This is a fluke game. That is what it is. This is going to be the exception, not the rule. And the Avalanche, it is more likely for them to cool down, play a good game at home, but the Dallas Stars to come back, have a solid game again where Chris Tanev shuts down everyone. Miro Heiskanen gets another point on the board after getting one tonight. Pavelski gets one going stink oven, right? You see who's missing from this board. Heiskanen just keeps building his resume as one of the best defensemen in the NHL and is supremely underrated. But you don't see Johnston, you don't see Robo, you don't see Sagan or Ben, and it just because it's one of those games that felt like everyone was on such a good rush, and now they gotta calm down for a game. Now they get to reset and they get to go back to Denver, where they've been really good away so far this series. They're gonna get to go to Denver and take this series probably in Game 6, I think. And that is still my prediction. I mean, the Avalanche are really good, but it's just the issue, and my biggest thing about it, right, is that for any of these teams left in the playoffs, all of them you could write a big list of why they should win the Stanley Cup, right? You could write a big essay about why this team's great and whatnot. But my biggest thing for these playoffs is that what have we seen over the last 4, 5, 6 years, right? Is that the team to win the Stanley Cup needs a hot goaltender. They need all the aspects of the game down, like power play, penalty kill, offense, defense, offensive depth, offensive top guys scoring, goaltending. Like, everything needs to be the best, right? Take a look at the Golden Knights, right? What would you say was were they the worst at anything? Definitely not, right? Were they top 3 in a lot of things? Absolutely. And that is where I look at a team like the Avalanche, whereas all the things that they're so good at, right, they are just so amazing in so many categories. But the issue is, like, when it gets to defense depth, right, and offensive depth, and especially that two-way game, like, they get crushed by a team like the Dallas Stars, who has every single bit of every part of the checklist has a box filled out, right? They have it all down. Jake Ottinger, the defense, the defensive scoring, offense, offensive depth, the pressure, the consistent goal scoring, right? And then just kind of like just being a good team, you know? Because it's just working as a team and just like feeling legitimate to the eye test, right? And that's where a team like the New York Rangers kind of fall apart for me. Is I'm watching the team like the Dallas Stars, like, this team's so good. Like, every line they go out there, they got Marchment to Robo, like, everyone's kicking. The young guy, Wyatt Johnston's a beast. When I take a look at the Rangers, there's an aspect missing of, like, just, like, true, like, belief that this is the Stanley Cup winner, right? Last year for Vegas, like, you could tell, like, oh yeah, this is the Stanley Cup winning team. Like, they were shredding every team that they played against, and it wasn't even close, right? And sure, some series went they were close, but it was never the Vegas Golden Knights looked like they were going to lose. It always was like, it's even or Vegas wins. And to me, it's the same way here. Dallas never looks like they're going to lose the series. It's either close or they're going to win. And it's the same story for me with this one. So, for me, Dallas, with a team that has every single part of the game figured out, every part of the game is a good, like, I don't know what I would point as to a weakness on this team at all. Maybe just, like, maybe the only thing I would, like, point out as a weakness is the fact that they've been here and have failed in the past, so it's like, what's changed? But there has things that have been in change, unlike a team like the Hurricanes, unlike a team like the Boston Bruins, unlike a team like the Edmonton Oilers, right? They keep running back the same thing, and they just, it failed. The Toronto Maple Leafs, I don't know how I left out the main abuser of this stupid rule, is that you keep trying the same thing. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. The Stars, they fix things. They bring in Chris Tanev when they know they have defensive issues. Their drafting of Wyatt Johnston and Robo, like, all the, like, of course, like, Heiskanen and Robertson have been, like, stars on this team. But Wyatt Johnston has lit up on this team, and especially in the playoffs, and they have improved, and they keep adding pieces to the puzzle, right? And to me, it's like this team doesn't run it back the same thing every year, right? It's not like Toronto. It's not like the Canes. It's not like the Bruins. It's not like the Oilers. It's not the same thing. This is a different team. This is a new team, and they feel like this is their year. So that is all I gotta say. To me, the Stars win it in 6, if not 7. They're not gonna lose this series. It's not gonna happen. The Avalanche are too damn good to go down in a whimper. So if they win next game, they go down in Dallas. Like, it is not happening. They just don't have all the aspects to the game, and especially with Nichushkin missing, like, I just don't see it happening. So that is all I gotta say. So if you've made it this far, please, I'm begging you, please subscribe. Please. And until next time, too sweet, have an amazing day, and also, just a little bit of news before I say ta-ta, is to make sure you go down below to the description and you will find the new Instagram for the O Hockey Show. So make sure you click on that and follow that page. But anyways, thank you for watching this. Too sweet. Have an amazing day, and ta-ta for now.